wasn't too hard because, as I explained there, like I did about 10 years of helping out at the club anyway on a voluntary basis with the groundsman at the time. I started when we was in the league and did it till 2016. So you knew people, and that's the transition period wasn't too bad. And then obviously when I left with my main job being made redundant, I went away from the club. The groundsman at the time, he retired as well. So we both left at the same time, basically. And then I was away for the 4 years until this place was being built. And I got a call from the chairman asking me if I was interested in being head groundsman at here, which I didn't expect. I didn't, like I say, going forward with the club as it is, it was an exciting challenge for me. So back I came. In one way, my previous job sort of like helped me a bit because I was in printing industry for 30 years in a factory, and for 10 years of that I ended up being a supervisor, so obviously management side of it. And to be honest, I think it helped me a little bit because obviously when I came here, it was just me on my own. There's nobody with me, but we had a brand new stadium that obviously wanted looking after. So again, coming down to renovations, looking out through the job, through the ground, through the season, and then obviously going into renovations, you have to make them decisions. And I think in my role previous, it gave me that opportunity to make them decisions. I wasn't fazed by it. I obviously spoke to groundsmen that around anyway, Lincoln City, there was Craig Housley at Lincoln City, and then Brad Jeffries as well came in. So I got a good relationship with them two guys. Ben Kay at Atkinson I spoke to, obviously messaged him a couple of times asking a bit of stuff, info and everything. So yeah, I mean, for me, I try to learn as much as possible with the chairman and that in this club. He lets you make the decisions, and then obviously you can discuss it with him. You're not forced to do something with that. You can find out as much as you want the info, and then you go for him. Obviously, this is what it's going to cost, and blah blah blah, which is not always a good thing. But obviously, he trusts. As far as I'm concerned, he trusts me in my position to get the best out of what we've got, and that's the way I look at it. Because at the end of the day, you have to present to them the best option if what you believe's right, and they've spent the money on the ground. They've spent the money, so it's there. At the end of the day, they've spent the money on that pitch and the surrounding buildings, and obviously, and the 3G. So you have to make sure. I believe you have to make sure that you're giving that the best option going forward. And if you are not on top of that, I think when you go to them and say this is what it needs doing, you have to have a relationship that they believe that you're doing the right job. And it's like this renovation this year. We've had to have more fibre introduced. This year, the renovation is quite colossal with cost. And don't get me wrong, we're not a big club, so obviously cost is always a big thing. So this year we've had a renovation, but we knew it was going to happen because it's a 5 year. It's 5 years since we've been here, and we need a renovation that obviously redoes the whole pitch. And this unfortunately this year it's come colossal price. So, and we did 3 options of price for what we could do to the pitch to probably counteract the cost of what it was going to be. Presented that to the chairman, and he's straight away. We'll go for option 3, which is the top one they wanted, and that'll bring the pitch back up to where it should be. I mean, the state of the grounds has obviously improved really, really a lot over, I don't know, 10, 20 years probably. It's changed. So I've only been in it since the 2005ish. That's when I got into it. I was in my mid-30s when I got into it. So to me, probably my life, I wasn't in it from when I was really young. So obviously I've grown my age has obviously probably helped me a little bit to realise that there's more to life than other stuff. So, and I've seen a lot more different sides of it. Obviously, working in a factory and being out in the open, and that's the way I think of it a little bit. I've probably, if I'd been younger, it might be a different attitude to it. Because obviously, if I'd gone into it when I was really young and just stayed in that sort of business, then to me, I might be a different attitude. But because I came into it a little bit older, I've already had a bit of life, seeing different sides of work, as you say. And for me, this is a different side. I love being outside now. Whereas when it's like this, yeah, it's it's lovely. It is good. It's winter time's obviously doom and gloom. You can never do a lot. You're restricted to what the weather's chucking at you through the winter and autumn months. So you can do some, but you can't do everything you want to do. And then it'll probably show. Sometimes it shows in the pitch that it's not up to its best, but you're restricted to what you can do with the weather. I know you and you know them. It's not been a big thing for me, and it's the same with my family. My girlfriend works in the office downstairs, and there's that connection there. It's a family sort of run club. Myself, if something's going wrong, I'll probably take myself off for a few minutes and have a drink or something, go and sit outside and catch a bit of the sun or like that. But I don't feel like that many days, I'll be honest with you. I really enjoy the club itself. And you see there's a 3G out there. We've got a lot of community teams. The community side's big. So you've got the college lads and the girls. There's college all going on here. So it's not as if if there's nothing happening here all the time. As you see, there's functions going on. There's the suites there's different companies that use it. The boxes as we're in now, these are obviously used in the week for meetings and everything. So the club itself is set up to to work 7 days a week if it needs to. Don't get me wrong, they'll always stop and ask me why you're doing this or why is that being done. But yeah, you always get the question asked, like I just said, why does that need doing? And a lot of people do understand it, to be honest with you. I'll be honest with you, at the old ground, because nothing was ever done with it, people expect that to be the same probably here. But it's like you have to explain to them that it's a totally different pitch, and it's a pitch that has had a lot of money spent on it to be that standard, because obviously it's a football league. Everywhere is football league standard here, and they don't. It's trying to explain to them that it's not just what's on top; it's what's underneath that matters with this place. Because obviously we have drainage, we have the water sprinklers, and it's a sand-based pitch. And even though it looks, don't get me wrong, we've had loads of comments from teams that's come that about the pitch and how good it is, which is really pleasant to hear. I love it's nice. I mean, I don't think it's the best in the league, but I know it's one of the, because I've been to a lot of grounds in the league, and I know it's one of the better ones. But that'll do for me. But trying to explain to people why we need to do these sort of renovations year in, year out is the hard bit, because they don't understand, a lot of them, that it's not what's on the top, it's what's underneath that can affect the pitch going forward into the following season. So this is why we do a little video every now and again, especially this year, because obviously the cost is a lot more, and obviously there's a lot more going on this year. So we've had it co-owed again this year, so we're taking off about an inch this year. So we do this every 2 years here. So we're taking about an inch off, and then we're having more fibre reintroduced, which will give the stability in the pitch. That's going to be ameliorated into about 100 mil, so 4 inches depth. There's 235 tonnes of fibre going in this year. So that'll bring us back up to where we need to be, because we've been very low for a few years, and we knew we was low. We knew this was going to happen, but obviously we've managed it through the last 4 years just to get us to this stage. and then obviously a top dress will go on, and the basic fertiliser, seed, and then obviously looking after it, ready for it to obviously shoot. And the weather stays as nice as it does. Hopefully, it'll be up in a week or so. So hopefully that way. But yeah, trying to explain that to people is you don't want to go on for too long, but you have to try to simplify it, and that's the hardest bit. They don't understand how long you could talk about it for. And again, we did the interview the other week, just saying, yeah, we corridor the pitch. It takes about an inch off. What's that for? It's just to get rid of all the waste. You could go into it. It's the weed grasses. It's the black layer. It's anything like that. And then you take it down to the fresh sand. But to say that, to try to explain it all the time, some people don't. Oh right, I didn't realise that. Yeah, well that's it. You have to try to simplify it a lot of the time, and that's the easiest way. They're saying, oh, why does it need doing? So well, the thing is, it's like I said, well, yeah, we do it, but if you don't do it, you'll end up going to people's going to grounds now and saying how poor they are. I said, well, yeah, well, you think if we didn't do anything to our pitch, then a few years' time, we're probably going to be in that situation that a lot of teams are in now at their grounds. Because if they're not doing that to theirs, this is how it'll end up. You've got a club that's probably got a budget there. You've got a club that's probably got a budget there.